Yes, baby. I am bringing Reality with the King on tour, and I'm stopping in DC on Mother's Day. Thank you to all the mothers who have watched my shows throughout my entire career. I want to celebrate with you. I am throwing a live Mother's Day brunch at 3 o'clock in DC at the Howard Theater with the ladies, baby, of Love and Marriage DC. Ashley Silva, Irena Tyler, Joy Carter. So make sure to get your tickets so we can party and listen. This will be the mother of all parties. All raindrops. Ask and you shall receive. But this the gag, honey. I've been working on this for months. Okay? Because I know what I'm doing. Although I appreciate y'all advice, but I know what I'm doing. This one is my girl. She's my Libra sister. I have so much love for her. She's one of my babies. Give it up for the beautiful, honey, iconic, honey.
That's right.
18 years in the motherfucking game. Give it up for the beautiful Shay Johnson.
Hey, what's up, baby? They didn't think I was gonna come on here.
Ooh!
Hi, Raindrop. Let's get into the tea, baby.
Let's get... The Raindrops have been requesting you for the past... Oh, yes. They have been requesting you a lot recently, and I don't like to let people know what I'm doing, because I'm a Libra, like, you know.
Of course, we move in silence.
Real G's move in silence like lasagna, and Lil Wayne is also Libra.
He is.
So he knows, but...
Yep.
You and I have been working on trying to secure this interview for months.
I know. Carlos, I never do interviews. If you notice, you don't see me doing a lot of interviews because it's a lot of uncomfortable questions that I just rather not answer. Mm-hmm. But I think it's time, and you were the best person to do it with because we have a lot of history.
We do.
I have mad love for you. You are the one that taught me the game when it came to reality TV. Of course, I did Flavor Flav before, but when I got to Love and Hip Hop with you, that was a whole nother demon right there. So you taught me how to move and, you know, what to do and how to act. And I just appreciate you for that. So I'm like, you know what? If I'm comfortable with anybody, let's do it, Carlos.
Thank you, baby. No, listen, I love all the girls, as we know, but I have such affection for anybody who is brave enough to step into this genre because it's not easy. Mm-hmm. And what I always try to do is hold everyone's hand throughout the process because it's not easy. And like you said earlier, you have been a part of reality since 2006.
Since 2006.
On season 2
Yep.
of Flavor of Love.
Yeah.
Let's just start there, baby.
Okay.
How did you get on that show?
I had just moved to Atlanta at that time, and I was working for the state of Georgia, Department of Labor. And I knew I wanted to be in entertainment. I just didn't know what part of entertainment I wanted to tap into. And I was doing music videos at the time. And so I seen an ad on Craigslist. Yes, I seen an ad on Craigslist, and it said, you could be a part of Flavor of Love Season 2. Send us 10 sentences about yourself. Tell us about yourself. So I sent them who I was, and at the time I was pissed at my manager, you know, at the Department of Labor. So I sent them the 10 whatever I had to say in an email, and they called me within 20 minutes. Maybe because I was so angry. I'm a no-nonsense person. I do what I want to do when I want to do it. I ain't taking nothing from nobody, but it was the wrong time. You know what I mean? It was the wrong time, but the right time. So they was like, oh, we love your personality. We would like to meet you in person. And they flew down. They met me in person, and I was the only one, this is what I was told, I was the only one allegedly that got my contract right then, right there after my interview. They said, we want you. Take your contract to your lawyer.
Wow.
And I got on the show.
And how soon were you on the show after submitting your application?
I think we started filming maybe a month later.
That soon?
Mm-hmm. It was really quick. They were already in rotation looking for someone, and I know they were doing like these different castings in different cities just to give promo that season 2 was coming. So it was the fake castings just to give the promo, and then it was the real casting where no one was around, and it was just you and 2 people asking you 1,000 questions. It was like 2 individuals asking me like 100 questions, and I was ready for every last one of them.
So when you got on the show, you're in the house.
Mm-hmm.
What was that experience like for you? Because in 2006, reality TV was so brand new. Like, did you know what you were getting yourself into?
No, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I was nervous. I didn't understand. I don't have any sisters. Let's start there. I have 2 brothers. That's it. And so when I'm in the house with a bunch of bitches, you know, with different personalities, somebody's gonna clash with me. You know what I mean? And I'm not an argumentative type person, but I will stand my ground. You know what I mean? And when I went to the house, that's exactly what happened. A lot of people came at me. It was a lot of disrespect going on because your goal was to fight to get to the next episode, not fight for Flav. Behind the scenes, they were saying the more episodes you're on, the bigger you will be as a star. So try to fight for that next episode. So it looks like we're all fighting for Flav because Flav, he had his wife or woman or baby mama or whoever she was there the whole time. She was there the whole time. Every time we was standing there waiting on the damn clock, she was standing above the rail looking down like, I hate all you bitches. That's how she was looking at us. And
Wait.
the entire time she was
Shay.
there. The only thing was we didn't find out who she was until the show ended. We just knew it was a lady staring us down the entire time that we were there. So she was there. His baby mama was there the entire time.
Was she a white lady?
She was like light-skinned looking, yeah. I don't know if she was white or Spanish or what she was, but she was a pretty lady. She was just, if you were to show me a picture of his baby mamas, I can identify that one was the one that was standing up there.
So the whole time, we were assuming these women are here for Flav because, listen, this is no shade. We were sort of like, nah, all you baddies want to tongue down Flavor Flav. No shade, he's a legend, but, you know, there's Michael B. Jordan, and then there's Flavor Flav.
He was a very nice, respectful man to me. Now, I did hear he was having sexual relations with some of the women in the house, which was none of my business. I just knew I wasn't there for that, and I didn't do that. I was there to, like they said, try to get in as many episodes as I could so I can try to get on another show to stay relevant and make my money. That's all it was about. But he's a nice man. Like, I'm not about to go in on this man. Like, he was really nice. He's a super cool guy, fun to hang out with, but there was never no intentions of this will be my man one day. That was never the intention for me.
Were you attracted to Flavor Flav?
No. I was attracted to the fact that he was very respectful and he was about his money when it came to that show. He knew what he was doing. He did show after show after show after show. He knew it was a temporary situation and then we're on to the next. Let's bring in the next group of girls. It's a business. That's all it was. It was just business.
How was it kissing Flavor Flav, though?
I don't know. I thought about a bag. I gave him a kiss and I kept it moving. Your ass.
I mean, you know, Lalo.
That was a long time ago.
You
I
never
don't even
forget.
think about that.
You never forget a kiss. Was it juicy?
It wasn't memorable because it wasn't nobody I was interested in. He and I both knew this is not turning into anything. Like he was so cool. Like if I say him today is love, every once in a while on social media we would have conversation. Hey, how you doing? Okay, I see you doing your thing. That's it. Like he was a cool guy. He still is a cool guy. That's it.
I mean,
I wanted Delicious to win. I wanted her. I wanted her to win. I'm glad that she did win. It was a good look for her. She was able to capitalize off of it and, maintain her celebrity at that time. So, and I had love for her then. I still got love for her now. That's the only person that's the only person I deal with even from that show that I would ever deal with.
You don't keep in touch with Boots?
I don't keep in touch with nobody but Delicious. I haven't seen anybody in years. I haven't talked to anybody. I haven't seen anybody in years. I even forgot some of their names. I don't keep in touch with nobody.
What was it like working with Tiffany Pollard?
I think that Tiffany is one of the most entertaining reality stars that will ever exist. I don't think at this point I see anybody that could compete or compare. You never know what she's going to say, what she's going to do. She's quick with her comebacks, and I will watch her at any time. Yeah. She's hilarious. And it was like when the cameras are on, she's one way. When the cameras are off, she's a different way. She knew what to do. She was very, very, I don't even know if I'm supposed to call that professional. I don't know. She was just on it. She was on it. I liked her.
No, Tiffany Pollard is a professional reality star. When I worked with her on The Next 15, I was mesmerized by her because the moment the camera was on, is what you said, You don't know what you're going to get.
Yep.
She will cry on the drop of a dime.
Real tears.
It don't know, like
Real tears.
She can give Viola Davis a run for her money. You know how Viola Davis got the snot?
Yeah, with everything.
With everything, and she be like, "You told me you love me, and I gotta take care of this baby."
Oh my
You
God.
know what I'm saying? Tiffany Pollard will cry on the spot, and then the mother was like, "Okay, about to leave." She'll be like, "Okay, I gotta go, Carlos. I love you, baby." But she was so nice to the crew.
Yeah, she's a nice.
She's so nice.
I seen her. This was a couple years back. I seen her out in L.A. and she, myself, and Delicious took a picture together, and they posted it everywhere. But it was just good. It brought back memories. It was good to see her. It was nothing but love. It was nothing negative between. We all just laughed and had a good time together. Like, it was really nice.
What I always wanted to ask you is, after Flavor of Love season 2, obviously the show's a hit. It's the biggest reality show at the time. Yeah. But what happens to reality stars once they're off the show? Was it difficult for you to find the next gig post Flavor of Love?
For me, it wasn't. I did, let me see, I did Charm School right after that with Monique. And then I did I Love Money after that. Because, okay, we did Flavor of Love 2006. Charm School was 2007. Then I went on to doing Love and Hip Hop was 5 years later. 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. But before that, I did a show called I Love Money. We did the entire season. And they took several of us, put us in the house. We had to compete with these different obstacle courses. And we would try to win, I think it was $150,000. It never aired on VH1. Why? Because one of the cast members ended up killing his wife and cutting her up and putting her in a suitcase, and it was all over the news, and he ended up committing suicide, so they couldn't air it.
Yeah.
He was the winner of the show. How could they air that? And he was my partner on the show. Like, we were, together trying to get people kicked off. So he when he died, it was like we did all that for nothing. We couldn't talk about it. We had a gag order. They sent out emails. They let us know we couldn't say anything. We couldn't talk about it for a while. So I hate that never came out, but it would have been a good show.
So after that, it's 5 years before Love and Hip Hop Atlanta comes on. Was there a struggle that you experienced, whether it was money or finding gigs?
Oh, yeah. I would say between, before I went on Love and Hip Hop, there was an absolute struggle. This is when I was doing Shay J Fit, and I was working out, and I was trying to figure out, what is my next step? What is my next move? What I learned with reality TV, you can't use these TV shows and wait on the next check from a reality show. You have to have a brand that you promote, and you use the show to promote your brand. So without the show, you still have residual income coming in. So I learned that the hard way, and the hard way meaning I didn't have anywhere to go. I had to stay at my mom's house at one point. I was sleeping on my homegirl's couch at one point. I didn't want to get a 9-to-5. I just had to figure out what was my hustle. It was very, very hard. I went through a state of depression. I wasn't dating at the time. I just went through a lot. It was a lot. And when I had a manager, I don't know if you know who Amina is. She works for Gucci Mane.
Yeah.
She was my manager at the time. She's the one that got me on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. She knows Mona. Mona reached out to her like, hey, anybody in Atlanta might want to do this show? She's like, yeah, my girl Shay. So she's like, Shay, who do you want to go on the show with? They're looking for like couples. I was like, well, me and Scrap got a thing right now because I was in an abusive relationship. Scrappy helped me out of it. A lot of people don't know that. That man is in jail for the rest of his life right now. But not for beating me, for another situation I care not to talk about. But he used to beat me all the time. So Scrappy helped me out of it. I had to literally move out my house immediately. He helped me move. He just helped me out of it. And we
financially and emotionally?
Everything. He helped me with everything. Emotionally, financially, he just knew. One day I called him and I said he did it again, but this time he's seen it. He said, you got to get up out of there. So when I went back, he said, let's just go. We packed all the stuff up. I moved out, and around the same time, not too long after I got out the situation, that's when he and Diamond kind of fell out because of Soulja Boy. So we were friends for years, no sex, no nothing. He was just my best friend, because I could tell him anything and it didn't go anywhere. It stayed between us. I would travel with him. We went out the country together. There was no sex. We went to London, Switzerland, Amsterdam, we were always together all the time. It's easy for me. You don't have to have sex he was a friend. He was just a friend. And sex wasn't involved. I felt like that would destroy what we had. But when I went through that vulnerable moment of that man, hitting me, and Scrappy wasn't in a situation, I was in a situation, I think it was the timing, and we ended up having sex. So, you know, because of that, we started seeing each other, and I was naive in a lot of things. And I ended up asking him, you know, what do you think about doing Love and Hip Hop with me? He said, yeah, and the rest is history. Yeah.
Was he already on Love and Hip Hop?
No. Scrappy did not get on Love and Hip Hop until I asked him to come on the show with me. I am the one that got Scrappy on Love and Hip Hop. Mona did not call Scrappy and say, hey, you want to do this show? My manager, Amina, told Mona, like, hey, Shay been messing around with Scrappy. They got a thing going on. You know, she want to do the show with him. What I didn't know was he was bringing Erica, Mama D, and you know.
Shay Johnson.
You know how I found out that Erica was on the show? When I seen the release, they wouldn't allow me come to the party. You know how they have the release party in the beginning, the viewing party of the first episode, and I wasn't allowed to come. And I'm like, what? Why is my... Keep in mind, I didn't understand the format of this reality show. This is totally different from Flavor of Love, Charm School, I Love Money. We did that 3-4 weeks and we was done. This is different. So I'm like, how is it I've been filming with this man and I'm not able to come? I don't understand that. I found out why, you know, a lot of things hit me when I watched the show. Like, oh, he brought his baby mama on, who you told me you weren't with, who you just got a friendship with and you're just co-parenting with. So you brought her on, and then she ended up being the main character. And I'm like, hold on now. I came on this show and brought you, but he said, allegedly, the agreement was she would take him off child support if he put her in a position on the show to make money. But she didn't know about me either. She didn't know nothing about me. All I knew is that was his child's mother. That's it. So he was a man playing his little manly games back then. So
I never knew that.
ask him.
Well, Scrappy
Ask him. You can't lie. He's actually
Scrappy, I have had you on my show twice, brother. Do I need to invite you for a third time?
He will admit it. He will admit it.
So and I'm being honest. When I got the gig to work with Mona on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, I started when Erica Dixon and Scrappy were in the mix, and Mona assigned me to work with Diamond.
This was before the proposal or after? This was first. You talking about the first episode, first season?
The first season.
Okay, keep going. Cause that's some bullshit.
Is it?
It is. It is, sweetheart. Sorry to bust your bubble. Now, once I asked him to do it, he used to work with Mona back in the day.
Yeah.
So why she never asked him, I don't know. I don't care. That's not my place to figure that out. All I know is when she asked my manager, who she's like this with, Amina gave her me and said, I'm dating Scrappy. Maybe because she knew, like, maybe he was dating his baby mama still. I don't know. All I know is what happened with him and Diamond. He ended up, they broke up or whatever. He and I started dating. They asked me to do the show, and I said, yeah, this is who I'm dating right now. So I brought him on the show, and that was it.
Wow. Okay, so
No biggie.
Were you aware of Bambi at this time?
She was nowhere around. I didn't know her. I wasn't associated with her. I knew nothing about her. As far as I'm concerned, as far as Bambi, I seen her at I think it was season 2, when we did another release party, and I seen that she was trying to come up to the VIP section. For some reason, they wouldn't let her, but it's real sneaky when it comes to, they want to keep certain people separated, so maybe something could have been going on then. I knew nothing about her. When he was in rehab, he was talking to me. Ain't no telling, he was talking to his baby mama, he was talking to probably 5 different women. Who knows? I don't know. But I was still dealing with him at that time. But I did know that Erica and Scrappy separated as far as the proposal because of Bambi. I was told that a while ago. So allegedly, I guess Bambi would, listen, I guess she was, dealing with Scrappy, but Scrappy was telling everybody different stories. So I'm sure he was telling Bambi one thing, Erica another thing, me another thing, and then here comes Diamond. Like, this is what he does. He says one thing and he kind of does the next. He's a hopeless romantic.
He's a hopeless romantic.
He is.
Were you in love with Scrappy?
At one point, yeah, absolutely. He's not a bad guy. He's just, what man don't cheat? I mean,
all black men don't cheat.
I'm just saying, people. It's to me, it's timing. You go through your life and your stages of, running around messing with this person, that person, and at one point in your life, you want to have a committed relationship. You understand life, and you find that one person you want to spend the rest of your life with. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want. So at that time, he was all over the place. I didn't even know he was going to propose to Erica until he proposed to Erica. I was just with him sexually not too long before that proposal, maybe a week.
The proposal on the reunion.
On the reunion, yeah. I broke down.
I remember being there, and when you were like leaving the stage, and if people cut back to that moment, you're watching the monitors, Shay, and you saw when Scrappy was proposing to Erica, and you stared at the monitor, and then you just walked away.
I walked away. I walked up the stairs. I walked out that door because I didn't want the cameras to see me, and I fell on the floor. I fell out on the floor, and I started just boo-hoo crying because it hurt my little feelings. I called my mom, and he actually started blowing me up that night. Calling. I wouldn't answer the phone. I changed my number that night. He started calling. Not too long after that, he reached out, found me through a mutual friend. Like, tell her I just need to talk to her, some. Of course, here I am. Hey, what's going on? He poured his heart out to me. We met up. He poured his heart out to have the tears and everything. I'm sorry. He actually told me Love and Hip Hop paid for the ring. I told Erica this. Like, me and Erica had a really good conversation. On camera, we had a really good conversation, and we talked about a lot of different things. There's no beef, no drama.
Yeah.
I think she's actually a cool girl.
She is.
So, but I told her, he told me that Love and Hip Hop paid for the ring, and she was like, oh, that little cheap-ass ring. Erica. I'm like, yeah, girl. So
Erica, did you get it appraised?
And he said he got paid a bonus to do that. It's a lot that going behind the scenes that the world would probably just never know about. But that happened. That was his way of telling me, look, I did it for the show. I really love you. But he tell everybody the same thing. He was telling me that, and ain't no telling what he was telling everybody else. Then all of a sudden he started dating Bambi. So I'm like, okay, I went and mind my business and kind of went on with my business. And then they broke up. He came down to Miami and did the show with me in Miami, second season. Love and Hip Hop Miami.
Of Miami, yeah.
Second season.
And were you guys smashing at that time?
Yeah. We definitely were. And that's because when it comes to relationships with me, I want it to be true. I want the things that you tell me to be true because I want to be in love. I want that family dynamic. That's just how I've always been. I want the romantic wedding, the fairy tale wedding. That's just how I always been. So he was my best friend at one point, which became my lover. Mm-hmm. So I wanted the things that he told me to be true, but it was all bullshit. It was a lot of bullshit in that.
When did you finally decide to break things up with Scrappy?
It was on and off for years, so it was a lot of, moments where it was just like, I'm done. I don't want to have nothing to say to him. My manager knows, she's been around and seen me cry and break down. Jen, she's been telling me to leave that situation alone. I just didn't listen, because sometimes when you're on the outside looking in, you see a different view of the situation. When you're in it, love is blind, and a lot of times you allow yourself to be blind when the truth is right there. But when after the show we did in Miami, season 2, Love and Hip Hop, and he abruptly just quit. He was filming with me for like maybe half of the show, and then he just stopped. He didn't even come to the reunion for me. And he said because he heard I was messing around with Pleasure P. And I'm like, come on, I told you what that situation was. But that's when he went with his camera, where's the bam, doing all that. And I was like, peace, I'm done.
So when he did Find the Bam,
I was done.
He did that as a result of you allegedly being with Pleasure P at the time.
We had a conversation after all that had happened. We had a conversation, and he told me, he said that, I felt like you was with Pleasure and you didn't tell me, and I felt some type of way about that. And I'm like, I understand, but you've done so much dirt. Like, our communication should be better than this. But it's just weird that out of nowhere, when you were just in Miami doing scenes with me, and yes, we were sexually active, then all of a sudden you went on your camera doing whatever you were doing. So I'm like, you know what, I wish you well, and I left it alone. Because I don't want to be in the middle of nobody's relationship. I'm never nobody's side piece. I don't want to have nothing to do with that. So if that's your choice, go ahead. But if I was to call that man right now, I'm going to leave it at that. And I have no intentions I have nothing but love for Scrappy. I wish him well. I think he has showed me a lot. He's been there for me with too many different situations for me to have anything negative to say about him, especially the situation when that man was beating on me. Mm-hmm. That's the main reason why I just feel like I have this, connection with him, that I just appreciate you. you know, because when nobody was there, he was there. My mother never even knew I was getting my ass beat until I told her on Love and Hip Hop season, what was it? Here, Love and Hip Hop Miami, season 3, I think. She never knew. Nobody knew. Who wants to go around saying, hey, this man is beating the shit out of me and choking me, and nobody wants to talk about that.
I'm sorry you went through that, baby. I really am. When's the last time you spoke to Scrappy?
It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while on purpose, because I feel like, you know, first of all, I'm in a situation with my dude, my child's father, and I don't want to disrupt or disrespect that situation, because I wouldn't want him to disrupt or disrespect our situation. So any relationship that I'm in, to me, it's out of respect. You shouldn't deal with your ex on any type of way. It's to me, it's considered cheating. If you do, you don't have to physically have sex with that person to cheat. The conversations lead up to sex. You know, the emotional connection leads up to sex. So why open that door? So I just want one man only. And right now, I have all I need. My child's father. Now, don't get it twisted. We've been going through hell. You know, what relationship don't have issues? There isn't no. You can't tell me there's a relationship that's just picture perfect. I don't care if you're a pastor. You got issues with your wife, you know, your significant other. So we have issues. It's just, who do you want to go through life with working those issues out? You gotta find that balance with that person. If that person can balance you out, you know, it's hurdles, it's obstacles, it's mountains that you gotta go through. But if you can get through it with them, then you can do life with them.
No, it's true, and we'll get to that later too. When it's all said and done, would you say Scrappy was the love of your life?
No, my child's father, I would say, is the love of my life, because I don't know if people pay attention to the show, but it's been 12 years now. I've known Scrappy longer, but we weren't in love. We were just friends for years. I've known Scrappy for over 15 years, and me and Mama D has been.
She loves you.
I know everybody's.
Do you think of all the women he dated, she would want you to ultimately be the one?
She said it 1,000 times. She said it, and I feel like that's her reason for not wanting me with my child's father. It's almost like Mama D looks for the flaws, you know, within my child's father, because she doesn't want me with anybody but her son. But I had to have a one-on-one with her. Like, what we had is history. I'm going to always have love for your son, but you got to respect who I'm with, and you got to respect my choices, just like I respect your choices. Like, she told me recently, I better not marry him, or that's going to be a problem. You know, she just says whatever. You know, she says how, but she says how she feels. And I said, when I do marry him, you'll be the first to know. You know, you just have to accept it. I know she loves me. You know, she loves. We have a bond. I love that lady. Yes, she crazy. Yes, I know that, but I know how to deal with her. It's been over 15 years I've known her. So we used to get drunk together. Used to. I don't do that no more. Years ago, when we first, it was terrible things we would do. But we just have a lot of history, and that doesn't just go away because I'm not dating her son anymore. I just talked to her yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. We talk all the time.
We talk all the time.
And my child's father, he knows.
And he's cool
my
with
baby
it.
Daddy, he know.
Is it true that she thought your first child was Scrappy's?
Mama D never thought that.
Was it her or somebody? Somebody thought.
It was on the blogs that people assumed. The blogs assumed. Once I showed I was pregnant, I didn't say, hey, I'm pregnant by this person. I just said that I was pregnant. When I got pregnant by my child's father, we weren't together, but we were smashing all the time. You know what I mean? Like, we were together the first 2-3 years when I met him, and then he was doing his little cheating, and I called myself being mad. But it was something about him. I said, I'll never mess with you again. And then I would get to the city, and I would call him, and where you at? And I'm giving him the address right away. And if he was around, like, if he's in my area, he's getting with me. If I'm in the area, he's like, if you come to my city, you're gonna deal with me. You're mine. Like, it was like he made me feel like I was just his forever. So every time I would see him, every year I would go down to see my family in Milwaukee, and that's where he was living. He's Jamaican. And that's where he was living. So every time I went down there, he and I got together, and it was amazing every time. And we got together, meaning the emotional connection that we had with each other. And he was not my man, but he never claimed anybody. He never told me he had a woman. I asked multiple times. He's never even posted a woman on his social media to this day that I've seen but me. That I've seen. So it's weird when multiple people come out, hey, he's this, he's that, or I had this with him, or I had that. I understand you have history with him, but where were you? Social media allows you to tap into, you know, people in their lives. You know, they show what they want. They show you what they want you to see. But if you have a significant other, a loved one, or a partner, you want to let it be known. You want majority of the time, you want to let it be known. You want to announce it to the world, and social media gives you that platform to do that. So, and he posts his kids, he posts his mom, he posts his siblings, he posts everything. Why wouldn't you post somebody that you're dealing with? So I would watch. I ain't gonna lie, I would watch over the years just to see, like, let me see what he doing on his page. So I check in on him, even when, you know, I wasn't there, just to see. I never seen anything. But when he got with me, he was like all of this drama, and everybody had something to say.
Oh, no, baby. They have a lot to say. So Love and Hip Hop Miami is so good this season.
You think so?
Well, I think this. You are polarizing to watch.
I've been hearing that. Carlos, I don't mess with nobody. I don't mess. I mind my business and I stay in my lane. I don't. But if you come for me, I will do my research to assassinate you. That's the thing. You better off being my friend than coming for me for no reason at all. Because Love and Hip Hop. A lot of people, they'll try to get in your business, calling people you know, trying to figure out what's going on in your life.
By the way, that's all reality TV now. So what happens on reality TV, just so y'all know, people be calling folks to get information, having dinners before the season starts, to conspire, to get a storyline. Go ahead, Shay.
That's exactly what happened. So certain people on the show did that with me and started asking questions as if they wanted to come for me. But these are people that I don't know, or I thought I had at least a decent rapport with. Then when you get on the show, that switch is on, just like we was talking about with Tiffany. That switch come on and they turn into a whole nother person. Oh, I heard she this. They get to Googling and seeing what's on blogs and using that as ammo to come against me. And I'm like, oh, okay. But see, they say sometimes I hit below the belt. Oh, really? So you can say whatever about me and my family and my situation and to do your little Googling and call anybody you want to try to just tear me down. But as soon as I say one thing about you, you crying, you ready to quit the show. I don't want to film with her anymore. It's a certain female that's on the show that wanted to film with me so bad, desperately. I did not want to film with this person because we were not friends, we were not associated, and we hadn't been associated with each other for almost a year. So I was like, it was over a year, actually. It was no reason for me to talk to this person. So they kept asking me to film. I'm like, for what? I don't barely even know this person. There's no reason to film. This person is one that went Googling, calling, asking people, asking about me, and just came in and just started throwing shots at me. Your dude is cheating on you, and he's doing this, he's doing that. And I'm like, where is this energy coming from? And I had to think about it. Most people on the show, they use the show as their only income. So in order to stay on that show, you have to come with it, with Love and Hip Hop. You got to come with it. Yes, you coming with realistic events, but you're coming with realistic events that got to have some type of power behind it that connects with the people. So let me add a couple lies on top of here, and let me add this to make it juicier, and let me get into it with her or him or whoever, just so I can stay on the show. This person didn't have no money. They were struggling. They needed to get by. So I was a target. And when they came for me, I gave them the business, and they couldn't handle it.
So I believe this person we're talking about Estelita. Because I do watch the show. You are fascinating to watch.
Thank you.
I want to go back a little bit because this season we saw you and Eliza Rain. You know, listen.
With that situation too, this girl, I never met this girl.
So let me tell them who they are. This is one of Future's baby mamas.
One of Future's side pieces, who he was just smashing when he came here. And she's delusional to think that she was ever with this man. She's on the show telling people that she had a full-fledged relationship with Future. Have you ever heard Future claim? Because he's claimed a lot. He has a list.
Future from what? Listen.
He's never claimed this girl.
I'm a fan of Future. Not sorry. Future has claimed Sierra and Lori Harvey.
He's also claimed his baby mama, the one that he got the baby with Lil Bow Wow. It's pretty
Oh,
girl.
Joy. He's claimed Joy.
Yeah,
and he claimed Des Dior.
Yes. I remember that.
Am I missing anybody? Sierra, Des Dior, Lori Harvey, and Joy Chavez.
The point is, if you are missing anybody, Eliza wasn't never on the list.
Is it true that allegedly she got pregnant after having sex with him one time?
I don't know if that's true. That's not my friend to figure that out. But I did hear that she plotted and planned, and Tip is the one that went around telling everybody it was a plan to get pregnant by him to get child support. Tip said it on the show. He asked her to have an abortion, allegedly. And she said that he had to give her like $150,000 or some crazy number just for her to have an abortion, allegedly. This is what Tip said on the show. You can go Google it. This is what
Did
Tip
she
said.
allegedly keep the money?
He never gave her the money, so I guess that's why she had the baby. I don't know, but I know for her child support, when we did have a conversation before she started talking crazy about me, she said that situation with Tip messed up her child support. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, so you were going after child support money, which is none of my business. Hey, to each his own. Still never talked bad about her. In Scene, they tried to get me to say certain things about her before she was talking crazy about me. And I'm like, I don't know this girl. I'm not going to do that. Because I know how it can tear people up, and it's on national television. So it can really mess with you. So I'm not going to do that to somebody I don't know. We might be able to have a friendship, so I'm not going to do that. To turn around and see that it's done to me, and you sit in the scene with somebody that I'm highly associated with, Amara, and you talk bad about me, talk about my car, talking about I stole my car, I took somebody, man. She just said a whole bunch of stuff, which I approached her about this off camera. And I said, why would you say these things? Because when they asked me to say things about you, I wouldn't do that. She got teary-eyed, and she said, I'm so sorry. I don't even know what they were talking about. They had the phone up telling me what to say. Her producer. Say this in Scene, say this. And she said it. She said, I'm just, I've never been on TV before. I'm just trying to get my money. So I thought that when when your producer holds up your phone and tell you to say whatever, I thought this is what everybody's doing. You have choices. You made a choice to say that. You don't have to say what the producers are telling you to say. This is your story. This is your reality. Don't say what they want you to say. And I said, now I got to come back at you. This was at the BET Awards. We sat next to each other at the BET Awards that just passed. Because I seen the intro of her talking crazy about me, but I didn't know the extent of what she was saying. So I said, I'm coming back at you. And she just kept apologizing. She even called her manager, hey, Shay's right here. I just want her to know I apologize. Let her know that production told me to say this and this and that. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's cool. No problem, it's cool. But when you on this type of platform, you're going to learn the hard way when you come at a person like me. You came at my family. You lied and said I stole some car. You lied and said I took my dude from somebody. So let me show you what that feel like. So I did a little lie, and I said she was delusional because you were never with Future. He never claimed you. You can Google. Future said, you better be lucky you had a baby with me. This is what your baby daddy said. I didn't say this. Don't come at me for what he said. He's never claimed you. He didn't want the baby. Like, this is what he's saying. And I don't go after people's kids. I go after them because I wouldn't want nobody to go after Shajaya. So I don't go after people's kids. I go after them. So what I did do is I talked about how she had the baby. I didn't talk about the baby. I talked about how she had the baby. And it was conniving, and it was sneaky.
Well, you gave her a gift of a turkey baster.
I did. Because the word on the street was you use the turkey baster to suck that little, your little baby out that condom and insert it into your vagina hole. And that's allegedly how you got pregnant. That's not my business.
Hold on, Shay. Okay. Shay, let's be real.
Thank you, Tip.
Did you really? Okay. I don't have a vagina, obviously. Can you really take a turkey baster and grab someone's semen?
I should have brought my turkey baster.
I don't think you should have.
I should have brought my turkey baster. Because I would have put a little water in the condom and showed you. A turkey baster is used, you suck the juice and spread it onto the turkey. Why couldn't you suck something else up in there and squirt it in somewhere else? What's the difference? No,
the substance is a little thicker and sticky.
Yeah, but it does the same thing. You insert it into your vagina hole and bam, voila. If you're ovulating, you might have a baby on the way. So I gave her a turkey baster. I was just trying to show her what it feels like when people come at you. When you come at me, it's not a good feeling.
Not saying the word come, no pun intended.
When you come at me, I'm going to give you what you want. And I wanted to leave it there. Like, listen, you said something about me. I said something about you. Let's let it go. But she kept going. And to this day, she's still talking crazy on social media. She should worry about the evictions that she got going on at her house, allegedly. That's what she should worry about, those evictions, not me. So let's go on to the next. I don't want to talk about somebody that's irrelevant.
Is she still on the show?
I don't know. I don't film with her. I told them I would never film with her. I have no reason to film with her. The girl is delusional. She went around telling people she got me kicked off, she got me fired, she got me suspended. She's crazy. Like, I see what Future is talking about. She's off. And I don't want to be associated with anything like that. What surprises me, let's get off her, what surprises me with Amara is your crew and the people you choose to hang around. They all smashed your dude. If Safari is allegedly your dude, he definitely slept with Estelita. She proudly said that. She don't have a problem telling her truth. He slept with Estelita. He slept with Eliza. And he was on his way to try to sleep with Flo. So it's almost like Amara, I'm kind of looking, because it's not her character to hang with people like that would backstab her. Eliza crossed the line, and you crossed the girl code when you associated yourself with him on any level if Amara was supposed to really be your friend. That's why I'm like, it's the fake friend shit on Love and Hip Hop for me. It's bullshit. And Estelita talked about Amara like a dog. And I got text messages to prove that. I'm just keeping my little receipts.
What did she say?
A lot of disrespect. That's why they weren't talking. Her goal was to come on the show and literally go at Amara and just tear her apart. But once me and her had beef, she needed to have a friend on the show. Like it's like chess with this.
No,
show.
listen. I tell people, I said reality TV is different. A lot of these shows. Yeah. It's an alliance,
yeah,
right?
It's an alliance.
It's an alliance. I'm cool.
So now they're all aligned against me.
Yeah. Some of these girls on these shows, they're cool with you only on the show.
Yeah.
Outside the show, it's sort of like, child, we ain't that close.
They don't even talk at all.
I try to tell people, they call me a liar.
That's very true. But me and Amara, we did talk off the show.
Y'all were cool.
We literally, I still got love for her, regardless of her bullshit. I still got love for her. I would never, it's certain things I'll take to my grave when it comes to Amara, because I got genuine love for her. I never knew Eliza. I don't got nothing to say about her. She's irrelevant. And I didn't grow enough of a rapport with Estelita to have anything with her. But it's just mighty funny. We're going to talk about Estelita and leave that there. Mm-hmm. When she went around calling around, asking people I know, asking about me, asking about my dude, asking about what's going on, is there any tea on me, Googling and all that, that's when I knew she would try to come at me. So she just went in the scene saying just the craziest things about me. And I tried to get her to stop. I sent messages to her like, dude, don't do that. Me and you don't have bad blood, but we don't mess around with each other, but we don't have bad blood, and you're creating that right now. So when I come back at you, be ready to take it. So when I went back at her, it's like she just started playing victim. Now she's going around telling people, yeah, I put it in my contract that I won't be filming with Shay anymore. Thank you guys for all of your support. You're my fans. Thank you. Girl, who are you? Let's keep it real. Stevie J's sloppy seconds, thirds, fourths, fifths, whatever. You are.
Is she Stevie J?
That's how she got on Love and Hip Hop, through Stevie J when she was beefing with Jocelyn. Long time ago. And she desperately wanted to get on the show again, so she just started talking bad about me. And I'm like, damn, like I didn't say nothing bad about you. So it's crazy that you're going around saying that you're going to put it in your contract you didn't want to film with me when you begged to film with me. I told them no like fucking 50 times. I did not want to film with this girl. There was no reason to. I have nothing to say about her, bad, good, nothing. I have my own family issues. They forced it. Okay, Shay, you want to promote the Healthy Hand? You made $1 million? Yeah, I want to have a dinner. Oh, you want to have a dinner? We want you to meet with Estelita. Then we'll give you your dinner. Bring the bitch on, because I'd rather promote my brand and be smart and get the bag and deal with this goofy bitch for a minute so I can get longevity with my money. So I did it. And she came and I gave her the business, and now then the next episode she was crying. So it was just like, come on.
Well, let's unpack that a little bit, because one of the most explosive things that happened this season is...
Let's choose your explosive words wisely, because a lot of things that people say that are explosive, they didn't reach no blogs, they didn't reach the radio, nobody was talking about it. The clout chase that you was going for didn't work. So be careful with what you say. I'm just telling you that. Because these bitches look for clout off my name. I'm going to tell you this. When Eliza was talking crazy, no blogs picked up nothing until I had something to say.
Well, this is the thing.
Estelita was talking. She's still talking crazy on her social media. Every 5 minutes, she got something to say about Shay. It's like, I live in her head. I'm living up in here. Like, come on. And nobody even posted nothing she had to say until Shay Johnson rebutted one time. And immediately a blog picked it up. So my manager, Jen, said, shut the fuck
Well, this is the thing about
And
you.
I did. I don't got nothing else to say.
Let's have a real conversation, right? What I know for sure is that some people, they know who to get activated because it will give them a moment. You know, so the thing with you is this.
But what did I do?
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you. You are great television. And because you are quick-witted and you go ham and cheese with a slice of American cheese, avocado, grits with the country butter, child. if let me tell you something. If I wanted recognition, I'm going to tell you how it works in reality television. It even happens to me, and I'm behind the scenes in terms of producer.
But you're a great producer.
Well, thank you, baby. If they know you could give them clout, they will attach themselves to your name.
But why not attach myself? Why not attach yourself to me so we can support each other?
That's not going to give them the attention. I'm trying to tell you how this works. When you are a newbie in this game, and Shay Johnson, who's been on television since 2006, we've seen Shay Nuck If You Buck, part 1 and 2.
Facts.
And the remix. We know that Shay is going to give a good scene. So if I'm coming into a situation, I'm not going to film, for example, I'm not going to be thirsty to film with Amara, right? Because she's sweet and she's, she ain't going to activate. When you went on live after the scene with Eliza, I was sitting in my home and you're one of my babies. And I'm like, what is Shay doing?
Oh, when I was talking about the lopsided BBL, and I gave her the turkey baster, and I told her all that. Yeah.
Well, I was going to avoid the BBL conversation.
Well, only thing I wanted was to give Eliza a taste of her own medicine. You can't come, because you're new, coming on Love and Hip Hop, any reality show, you can't come at people, no matter what producer told you to say what with their camera, or I'm sorry, with their cell phone. You can't come at people and not expect a rebuttal. Put it that way. I told you in person when you were sitting right here next to me at the BET Awards. I said, I'm coming for you. Now, I'm thinking this is going to be a little back and forth on social media and on the show. You came at me first, I came at you, and it's over.
Yeah, we're done. But
you want to extend it and allow it to be long-winded. But they want to tell everybody, oh, I ain't filming with her, You don't got that much clout, boo-boo. You're not that important. Your fan base is not long. I could see if she was coming on with Future. It will never happen.
Well, I think we know
ever. Yeah. But she don't know that. It's the Lulu people. She's delusional. Estelita is delusional. For you to go back and say, oh, I'm not filming with her. I never wanted to film with y'all. I said no 50 times. Y'all begged to film with me.
So let's talk about the comment that got a lot of people in an uproar when you and Estelita had this argument and you said, go fuck your daddy.
No,
right?
I said go suck your daddy's dick.
Okay, you said go suck your daddy's dick. And a lot of people took that shade.
Actually, a lot of people didn't. Let's not even get into that, Carlos. You know why? It never made no blogs. Nobody was talking about it. The clout chase off my name, the crying, the tears. None of that went nowhere. Love and Hip Hop is not the same like it used to be. It used to be everywhere. If something pop off and it's big, it would be all over everywhere. You could not look at it on every platform. It didn't go nowhere. Not one blog put it up. So it was nothing explosive. You know what was explosive? The scene with Spice and Erica Mena.
Well, that's okay, and we're going to compare, yes.
So stop saying explosive then. Use your words wisely.
I mean, okay.
Because the clout chase off my name didn't work, and we're not going to make this interview about irrelevant bitches.
Of course not. But I do want to be able to have you address it because I know that...
I addressed it on the show.
I know, but a lot of people may not have seen it, so I want to be able to talk to just you about it. You were letting the world know that you will never sit up there and make light on someone being molested by their father.
For number one, we weren't even that cool to be talking about history of what happened to you. The first time I heard that about her, we were in Jamaica, and it stayed in Jamaica. That's where it was. When I would have conversations with Estelita, because outside of Jamaica, I seen Estelita maybe 2 times before we started filming Love and Hip Hop, and that was within like a year. I seen her 2 times. My friends that I really deal with, we at each other, we hanging out, we going out to eat, we hang out with each other, we really show love for each other. Estelita would just tell me about how much money she making, her sugar daddies, how many sugar daddies she got, how she was talking about her sugar daddy back in Jamaica. Look, and we did that a couple years ago. She was talking about the one that died, and left her apartment that she in, you know, where, you know, that's her finesse. That's how she get her money. And I never knocked her hustle. So I said, go suck your daddy's dick. One of your many fucking daddies that you told me about. Don't sit up here and play victim now and act like, oh, it's a trigger. You're talking about my father. I don't do that. You know why? Because I've been touched before. Nobody don't know that. I've been touched before, and I wouldn't want nobody to come at me like that. But what I'm not going to do is constantly apologize. Oh, I'm so sorry. No. You made your bed, you lay in it. You came at me. You said a lot of stuff about my dude. In the middle, this is what Love and Hip Hop didn't show. Let's get into it. She shows up at my event, the one that they said, hey, let Salita come to the event, and we'll go ahead and give you your dinner. Okay. She shows up to my event, disrespectful, loud, yelling, making up random situations. But one thing I did hear her say before I said my comment, she said, oh, you don't want me to tell him about Scrappy. My baby daddy, Mama Love, is sitting right next to me. Why are you bringing up Scrappy? I never talked to you about Scrap. I don't bring up Scrap. I haven't talked to him I don't know how long. So you're purposely trying to cause a problem between me and my dude, which he did bring up, by the way, a couple times. Like, what was she talking about? Why would she say that? So you're causing problems with me. So you know what? Fuck you, bitch. Go suck your daddy's dick. No big deal. You took it the way you took it. So I apologize because you took it the way you took it. You'll never get another apology. That's the end of that. You can line it up. However if you see me, we can handle it however you want to handle it. But I'm about getting money. I don't got time to be arguing with your broke ass over nothing because you want to get clout on Love and Hip Hop because you're trying to get a $2,000 check. The reason I cut her off in the beginning, what Love and Hip Hop tried to edit the story as if, oh, you didn't come to my daughter's first birthday party, which I invited her to, but they didn't say the reason why. The reason she didn't come to my daughter's first birthday party is because she said that Love and Hip Hop had to give her a couple $1,000. They need to pay her a check to show up. This is an actual party that I'm having for my daughter. Me and you were at the time trying to grow some type of rapport, which I knew not to tell you certain things. I got to know you for a while to really, really put you in my business. I can't know you for a few months and think I'm going to just tell you everything. So I'm like, oh, you're not coming to my daughter's party? Oh, so she is really associating herself with me, you know, because she just want to be on Love and Hip Hop. She want to be the friend on the show. Like, we just be cool on the show and friends on the show. So I was like, nah, that ain't my cup of tea. I pulled back. I ain't talked to this girl for almost a year. Then out of nowhere, here she come on Love and Hip Hop talking crazy about me, saying I ghosted her. You know exactly why I pulled back from you. I told you why. When I asked you why you ain't come to my daughter's party and you told me you needed a bag, I knew you weren't my type of person to hang around with. You're a prostitute. You sell your stuff for a living. Allegedly, now, you done retired and selling other people's stuff for a living.
Wait.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Allegedly, she's a madam?
Allegedly, she's a madam. Allegedly, but I don't know. It's not my business, not my place, but I do got a little tea that somebody got, and they are willing to talk. It's like, I don't want to go that far on you. You know, you out here using counterfeit money, allegedly, got caught up in the Versace store, allegedly. You and your dude in LA using counterfeit money, allegedly. But you want to go searching and looking for something negative to say about me and my dude, me and my relationship, my car, just random bullshit. So I was like, okay. But that's how it is on the show. You come at somebody, they going to come back at you. So when I came back at her, she couldn't take it. And then it was like, this is my moment to play victim. That night, when she and I had our back and forth and I told her to suck her daddy's dick, she went to the club with my brother and Tip and Bobby. They partied like a rock star all night. I asked Bobby, how was that? Oh, we had a good time. We had fun. We was in the club. We did this, did that, da-da-da-da. Oh, okay. Trying to see if, you know, anything negative was said about me, not because of my comment, just any slick talking. Nothing was said. Maybe, a couple weeks later when we got to Dominican Republic, all of a sudden, she broke down crying in the Dominican Republic. Yeah, I just can't believe she said this and that about. Where was the tears? That same night you went out with my brother. The same night you went partying with Bobby and Tip. You said nothing when I said this shit to you. And I said it at least 4 or 5 times. They only showed it one time. I said it at least 4 or 5 times in that scene. Because she went back telling somebody, oh, I didn't hear she said that. Oh, bitch, you heard me. You heard every word when I said that. But it was your moment to play victim and stay on the show. It was easier to play victim and stay on the show and try to use this to, oh, I'm representing all women who's been molested. We ain't gonna do that because now allegedly she wanna go and open up some nonprofit organization. Not when you a madam. Not when you allegedly out here. I'm keep saying allegedly because somebody come at me, bitch. I said allegedly.
I know that's right.
I said allegedly.
That's my favorite word, honey. Allegedly.
So we're gonna finish this conversation.
Go ahead, baby.
We're gonna finish the conversation with that. So it's with these females, I just think, just watch what you say. If you would have never tried to disrupt my relationship with my dude and said certain things that was a lie and you know it was a lie, and you came at me for no reason, I wouldn't have came at you. But you came at me for no fucking reason. I didn't even know your feelings was gonna be hurt like that, because I told you had plenty daddies. You told me about them. You're a proud prostitute. So let's leave that at that. Just leave me alone. And I'll leave you alone. That's how I move.
What's not being left alone is the dynamic of your family and your relationship with Fabo. It has been
toxic.
Yeah, it definitely has been something that, as I'm watching the show this season, you are dealing with a lot. And one thing I know about you, Shay, you're very sensitive.
Yeah.
Right? And you do love hard.
I do.
And as a Libra, we sometimes fall in love really fast because we're hopeless romantics too, and we love and it's sometimes easy for us to get swept off our feet. As we're watching the show this season, we're seeing you deal with a lot. You have a beautiful baby. You and Fabo are going through a lot as it relates to certain things, but let's first start with your family. Your mother has a disdain for this guy.
Let's leave my mother second. What's the first thing?
Well, the first thing is all of these allegations of him being a cheater. There's been...
I guess I want to know where that came from, because Love and Hip Hop put out that narrative. There's never been anybody in Miami or anywhere that came to me and said, I'm with you, your dude or your baby daddy while you've been with him. Never. So I can't call him a cheater if that's never happened. I feel like it was a narrative for Love and Hip Hop to put out to make the story what they wanted it to be. It just never made any sense to me. We've been through our shit. Absolutely. We've been through a lot of shit. We're still going through shit right now. But where did that narrative come from? Where did that come from? When he got with me, he didn't have no other situation. He was with me. So all of these anybody that got something to say about what they had with him, I look at that, that's the past, what you had. He's with me because he want to be. I didn't force him to be here. I didn't force him to get me pregnant. We did it. It was a mutual decision. He knew I was ovulating. I told him, I said, look, we have sex and, you do your thing, I'll end up pregnant. He said, I don't care. I told you you're going to have my baby one day. Okay, Daddy. And I did. So it's crazy how the allegations on social media, I could put out something on myself. You're going to believe it because I said it. It don't mean it's true. So it's like I'm on a show and I'm judged all the time. People look at me all the time. They can't wait to find something negative on you because you'll hear more of the negative than the positive. Like, people talk more about me and Fabo and the ups and downs we go through before they talk about my business that just made $1 million last year. They don't care. They rather hear the drama and the bullshit. And I understand it. It took me a while to understand that, but from being on television for so long, I think I grew tough skin, and a lot of the comments, they don't hurt like they used to. It's just like, oh, whatever, you're a stranger.
It used to hurt you?
Oh, yeah. I remember after Flavor Flav, I called my mom once. I just broke down because I didn't understand. This was when MySpace was around, and they were saying so much negative stuff about it. It wasn't just me, about a lot of the girls on the show, and they just had so much to say. And I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, I don't even know these people. I didn't know how to handle it, so I broke down. So my mother set me down. You know who you are, and you know who I raised. Don't allow people that you don't know to come in and disrupt your mind. And you keep God first, and you stay prayed up, and you'll get through anything. So I kept that with me. I started to pray, and I'm like, you know what, my mother is right. So I just started to understand. I didn't accept it, and I didn't believe it. The comments, I just said, oh, okay, that's your opinion. It is. You're entitled to that. You don't know me. You're entitled to that, so I just keep it moving. But when it comes from somebody that you thought was your friend, that's when it hurts.
That's when it hurts.
That's when it hurts.
Did it hurt you when there were people doing interviews saying that when they were in Milwaukee, they were dating, that the Tesla he bought you was theirs?
What's so funny about that? I never heard of this person. I never knew this person existed. As I stated before, Fabo has never posted a woman on social media. He's never claimed anybody to me, ever. And I wasn't living in Milwaukee to see what he was doing, nor did I care. But when I asked him 1,000 times, I asked him, he's never claimed anybody. And I feel like, you know, he had this love for me and he didn't want to claim anybody because there were multiple women that he was dealing with. When you live with somebody, you start to find out different ways about them and you get to understand them more and, you know, you get to watch and see who they really are. So over the past 10, 11 years, when I lived with him this past year, I learned more in this past year than I have in the 11, 12 years that I've known him. It's because we were seeing each other every day. But the allegations from that individual was weird because that person never reached out to me, not one time, never was claimed by this man. And to this day, he says disrespectful things. I tried to protect that situation because this girl looked like shit. I mean, she's not the best looking. I've heard about the insecurities and the being depressed and mentally ain't got it all. But when they talked about my car is out there right now. I drove it here to come see you.
The Tesla's outside?
Yes. That's from a year ago. It's like, how long are we going to continue this? And then when they claim, this person was claiming that they gave me money and just said all this weird shit. I never seen you. I don't know who you are. I don't want to. You can't compete or compare on no level. From looks to money to branding, my business, no level at all, sweetheart. So you went into this conversation with Tasha K and you used my name for clout. This person is a nobody in my world. Nobody knows you. Nobody will ever want to know you. So you had to use the Shay Johnson name to get an interview, and you went in and just went crazy. And I didn't care about anything until she called my daughter out her name. That's the only part that I was just like, this is a 1-year-old little baby, and you fuck that baby and da-da-da-da-da, and said all these crazy things, and said she wanted to kill me in the interview. And I'm like, what? I mean, I had the dick, but damn, I ain't gonna kill nobody over it. Like, you doing all this for a man that never claimed you, that called you ugly, said your nickname is Shrek. His family nicknamed the girl Shrek.
Well, how long were they in a relationship?
I don't know, but I do know that he dated multiple women over the years, and she was just one of them.
So he did smash.
She said she was a fiance, and my thing is, he told me you bought your own ring, you would just give him whatever he wanted. Like, she was like a robot for him, but he had several robots. You were just one of the dumbest ones, you know what I mean? And I'm not that. That's why we've clashed over the years, he and I, because he know you come over here, we're together as one, and we are moving as a unit. And you and I gonna hustle together. It ain't no finessing me. Like, they were women that he would never end up marrying. Cause I mean, who the hell would hold on to a ring for 3 years, 4 years, however long, and say, I'm engaged, I've been engaged for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Who does that?
Allegedly she bought the ring.
Yeah, that's what he told. He said it on national television. He said she's delusional. She bought the ring. He didn't call the girl ugly. He said she can't have kids. He knew that she wasn't gonna be with him because she can't have kids. She got 2 kids and something happened where she couldn't have kids. So that's a terrible situation. But he was saying she knew that we weren't gonna be together, he and that girl. You know what I mean? So I've been around way longer than her and the rest of them. There's plenty of them. I done got DMs from several people. So I'm just like, oh, but this is the one that wanted to use the Shay Johnson name for clout. You don't have the money. You couldn't afford. She said she paid my bills. I'm like, girl, you can't afford my bills if you wanted to. You can't even afford my $100,000 car. That you, like, it was just all of these different allegations, and I feel it was coming from a place of hurt. And I get that. He played the shit out of you. I understand that, and it's not right. But you don't attack the woman because of some loyalty you were expecting from a man that didn't give it to you. Just like me, if there's a situation that Fabo and I had with a woman, I can't go after her. She don't owe me no loyalty. I ain't fucking her. You are my problem. You are the person I had a problem with. That's it. I don't need to, so.
And one thing I do want to say is the fact that you are like that, because I remember when you and Erica Dixon were going through y'all issue. Mm-hmm. And I will never forget this happened maybe a year or two ago when Love and Hip Hop stars from past and present were watching old scenes of past episodes. Mm-hmm. And I remember it was you and Bobby watching a scene of K. Michelle telling Erica that you were seeing Scrappy. And as you were watching that scene, you said, I can look in Erica's eyes and see she's embarrassed. Mm-hmm. And it's so sad that I was so young at the time that she and I were both being lied to,
And end up going at it with each other.
Yeah.
For no reason. I hate that moment. I hate that it happened. Because when I did sit down and have a conversation with her, sweetie pie. She was open. She was honest. I was open. I was honest. And we kind of broke that bridge, and we were able to communicate and get a better understanding of what happened back then. Because I told her things she didn't know about. She told me some things that I didn't know about, and it was just a good conversation. That's it. It was good conversation. We left with no bad blood, and we tried to unblock each other, but we couldn't. We couldn't unblock each other. I guess we've been blocked for so long. The system was like, hell no, you took too long. So, but I wish her the best. She got beautiful girls. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She just seemed like she have a big heart. If I didn't date Scrappy and have love for him back then, that's somebody that I would have definitely hung out with.
Oh no, and y'all both are Libras.
We move alike.
Y'all remind me of each other. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to bring that up because you said something so interesting that when a woman finds out she's been played by a guy, mm-hmm. it's sort of like blame the guy. Like you said, Fabo, you were wrong. That's on you. But don't add the woman into it, especially when it's like we don't have history. I don't know who you are.
Never heard of you. He's never posted you on social media, Fabo. He's never posted no woman on social media. And that was his little way of manipulating his situations too. If you don't see that he's active with the female, you will assume he doesn't have one, like I did. And then when I would ask him, he would be blunt. I don't talk to anybody. I love you. I love you too, boo-boo. Let's get it in. And we would get it in. And I end up pregnant, and after I have my child is when I find out there's multiple women out there. Because I needed to get into, who am I dealing with? Let me figure out what's really going on with you right now. Because I have a baby with you now, so life is different with me and you right now. Mm-hmm. So when I started tapping in and did my research, me and my homegirl, we did a lot of investigating. We found out a lot, and he wasn't being honest with a lot of situations. But any relationship you get in the beginning, even if you're starting over fresh, because we weren't together, we started over fresh about a year ago, there's going to be baggage. You better know how to handle your baggage, because if you don't, I got to go. And that was that interview, and the rest of the random chicks that he was with, that was part of his baggage. He doesn't have that baggage anymore. So it's like a year later that the show allows the women to come on and have these negative things to say about me and use Google, an interview with Tasha K and anything else to throw at me. It's crazy. So I'm like, okay, how long that's going to be your storyline? Because this was a year ago. I'm still driving a $100,000 car. My man is still giving it to me every night when I won't eat. Like, how long we going to do this story? So continue.
When you see people say things like, Shay is dumb, she's being played. The scene that touched me the most, Shay, is when you were talking to him about his past. Mm-hmm. And, he admitted that, okay, I cheated, which, he was honest about that. And you mentioned later, obviously, that when you had the miscarriage, you felt that he was responsible for your miscarriage. Walk me through that moment, because I know you so well and you love being a mom. Mm-hmm. And the idea of bringing another child into this world, I know, melt your heart. You were so happy. You posted videos and people thought, oh, she had an abortion, which is so unfortunate that being a celebrity, you have to deal with people making things up. Knowing that you dealt with the most devastating thing a woman can ever experience.
The abortion comments came from the conversation that I had with my mom, because my mom wasn't happy that I was pregnant a second time by him, because they have had their differences. And so when I told her I was pregnant, the reaction, that was a real scene that really happened. She had no idea I was pregnant. My dad, she told me after I told her that my dad suspected I was, because every time I went over there, I kept wearing these big shirts, and my dad just kept looking. But I would go in there, here's Jaya, and I would leave so they wouldn't ask me any questions, because I knew that she wouldn't. I knew she wouldn't be happy about it, but I figured, this is your second grandbaby for me, so I figured she would accept it. So that reaction tore me up when it's like she just disowned me for getting pregnant by him. And I'm like, you've been through your situations with dad, because my dad, Papa, was a Rolling Stone back in the day. He did his dirt, and that's the reason my mother left him. But after 17 years, they reunited and got back married again for the second time, and they're together now. Fabo is not perfect. So when I was pregnant, I was so stressed out because we would argue so much. We would clash a lot. And I think that came because we were restarting our relationship. He came to Miami. He didn't know nobody. He was here, and then he was used to things running his way. And I felt like he was being controlling. He felt like he wasn't. He has a disrespectful tone that he had with my mother. That was a constant argument. It was just these constant arguments that had nothing to do with cheating. It had everything to do with he and I trying to find a common ground. When I got pregnant that second time, we broke up again. We broke up probably like 4 times last year. And we broke up, and he had went back to Milwaukee. And I was so stressed out. I don't know if it was the emotions from the baby, but it seems like when I was pregnant, the emotions were worse, like were 10 times worse. I just started thinking, oh my God, I'm about to be pregnant. I'm about to be a single mother, and how I'm gonna do this. And my mom's not with me right now. I don't got nobody to have my back. All these negative thoughts was just running through my mind. And I could just see myself going into a state of depression. Whew. So when I talked to my mother and I said, okay. When I talked to my mother and I told her I was pregnant, thank you, my love. All right, I don't want to mess up my makeup. I told you I didn't want to do this.
No, you look beautiful, baby.
All right. It's the baby, because I wanted it so bad. But let me straighten up. When I spoke to my mother and I told her I was pregnant and I didn't have that support from her, I felt like that was it. I didn't have anybody. So that stressed me out even more. It was maybe not even a week after that, because I was going for these weekly checkups because I got fibroids. So they're constantly checking on the baby, checking to see if everything is okay, checking to see if the fibroids grew, because that's why I couldn't get pregnant before. They were blocking my fallopian tubes, so they had to remove them in order for me to conceive Shajaya. So when I seen my mother and she gave me what she gave me, I felt like I didn't have anybody. So not maybe a week after that, I went to the hospital. I wanted my baby. Even though I told my mother, I don't know if I want this baby, I think I should have an abortion. I wanted to say something to piss her off because of her reaction to me. I wanted her to be angry. Like, you hurt me, I want you to be hurt. So I said things that you shouldn't say, and your tongue is powerful. I was raised in church, I was raised Baptist, so you have to watch the power of the tongue that's in the Bible. You gotta watch what you say. So when I said certain things, I think that maybe that could have been a part of why it came to pass. It could have been that I was stressed out. It could have been that, Fabo and I was going through what we were going through. It could have been of just being alone and being pregnant. I don't know. I would never know. But when I went to the doctor, they couldn't find a heartbeat. So I panicked. And I called my mom, I called my dad, I called my producer, I called Jen, I called everybody. And so they said, we're going to send you to emergency room. So they sent me to the emergency room, and they couldn't find a heartbeat. So they gave me an option to have a DNC to remove the baby. Where it's a surgery there. They put you to sleep, and they remove the baby. Or they gave me an option to take a pill, which would force the baby out because the baby died, so to force the baby out. Or they said, just allow it to come out on your own. That was my 3 options. I don't want to see that. I didn't want to see the baby come out. I didn't want to take a pill. I didn't want to do any of that. So I chose the option of a DNC. So I had to have a scheduled surgery. So it was maybe a week and a half later, almost 2 weeks. That's what my surgery was. The baby could have came out before that. I was just praying it didn't. So I'm just walking around with this baby that's dead in my stomach. So went to the hospital, did the DNC, and Fabo was there. He was right there. But I didn't tell him when the baby heart stopped, because it was so much. He was calling, like, what's going on? I need to talk to you. I'm his child's mother, so we have to communicate because of Jaya. We love each other. It's like it'll never go away. I've tried to not deal with him so many times in the past, and it never went away. So, it was just, I just didn't tell him. I should have told him, but I didn't. So he literally found out, when you seen Love and Hip Hop, he found out at the hospital through my mother. And I told my mother that she was wrong because I should have been the one to tell him. And he cried, he broke down and when it was me and him, like, why didn't you tell me? Like, because that's his baby too. And, we went through our emotions, and, I just pray that God bless me with a second child. And who knows, I might be pregnant now because we've been getting it in. So this time I would be more calm mentally. I would move different. I was picking up heavy boxes and moving. It's like I just had this I don't care attitude. So a lot of things could have played a part. Moving these big boxes, stressed out with Fabo, my mother and my father not being there, nobody having my back. We don't know why. It just happened. So I ain't the first or the last. So it's, it doesn't mean it don't hurt. It just, the situation, it wasn't meant to be at that time. But God know what he doing. I did blame him. God. I blame God in the beginning, but I got on my knees and I prayed. And I don't blame God. It's not anyone's fault. It just happened. So that's that.
And you're trying to get pregnant again? That's your desire?
He knows I want another baby, and he wants one. He doesn't mind. He always tell me, I want you to have my son. So we get mad. We have the best makeup sex ever. So yeah, of course I could get pregnant. I could be pregnant now. I told her that yesterday. Like, I don't know, I might be pregnant. Who knows?
Are you late?
You could say that. It's just not far enough yet for me to, if I am, I will probably be about 3-4 weeks. If I am, maybe 3.5. So it's too early, and I'm just, if I am, I'm having my baby. I'm not going to put nothing in the air. I'm not saying nothing about no abortion, because I wasn't going to abort that baby. But if I was to get pregnant now, I would absolutely have it. He wouldn't allow me to have no abortion. He wouldn't allow me to do
And how many kids does he have outside of you?
He got 2 girls.
2 girls. When it comes to this blended family, by blended, not with his, his children's mother, more so with your mom and your brother.
That crazy person that did that interview with Tasha K is not his child's mother.
Oh, no. I'm just saying.
Okay.
No,
I'm just making sure. She can't
I know
have
that.
kids.
No, I'm just saying in general, because when people hear blended family, they think like that. I want to talk about the blended family of your mom and brother.
Oh.
It's very intense. Even when, like you said earlier, there's moments where he does raise his voice at your mother. And you try a lot to intervene, even when they were arguing outside the car, and you're like, okay, stop, get in the car, and you two end up arguing about as well. How are you able to navigate that? Because a lot of people do, Shay, feel like he is very disrespectful to your mother.
What I will admit, in that situation where he was talking to my mother the first time and the second time, it was definitely two different disrespectful situations, for sure. I've never denied that. He's never denied that. He said his tone was disrespectful. How he felt is how he felt, but his tone was disrespectful. And as you can see in the last episode, they didn't show all of it, but he apologized to my mom like 3 or 4 times in that scene. My mother, who has never been on TV up until now, she's getting the kick. She's on social media now. She got her Instagram and her Facebook, and now she got a manager. My mama got a manager.
Your mother has a manager.
My mother has a manager now who's managing her and her social media. And like, she wants to tap more into the entertainment world because she likes how it feels. But I also feel like it's an up and down to that. The down part about that is I feel she allowed the public to put a battery in her back. If the cameras weren't there and it wasn't going to be public, my mother would have accepted that apology. She's saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. She's been going to church since she was a baby, every Sunday. So she's a forgiving woman. You have to be forgiven if you're loved, if you come from God and you believe in God. It's in the Bible. You have to be forgiven, and she says that a lot. You can't hold grudges. She always raised me that way. There's no need to hold grudges. So why are you holding a grudge with him? So it's this TV, and I told her, I said, don't allow the comments, because a lot of people are on my mama's side, and they always got something to say, like, he shouldn't have disrespected her, but it's nothing we can take back. We have to move forward from here, because that's going to always be Shajaya's dad. If I have another child from him, that's going to, meaning he's going to be around. And I want you guys to have a rapport to where you don't got to call me to get Jaya. You can call him if I'm not available. Just I want to be in a space where everybody's communicating on a respectful level. And he apologized for what he did. So why we can't move forward? Now, after that scene with me, my mom, and MJ, the last scene on the last episode, my mom and I didn't talk for a couple months. Me and my mom talk every day. We didn't talk for a couple months because I asked her, just hear him out. I didn't say what was going to happen. I said, we're coming to this, scene. This is a real situation. This is our real family. Just hear him out. Because he was ready. He just wanted to apologize and move forward because he is not evil. And I'm not going to put that on him. Just because people have these different, perceptions about him and they don't know him because of what the narrative is that Love and Hip Hop put out. And this crazy person that did an interview with Tasha Cray, and I say crazy because the allegations are lies. Don't judge him for that, because I've done a lot in my past that's not right. And I'm judged every day from being on Love and Hip Hop. They calling me stupid, dumb, crazy. If I was at Scrap, they'd call me stupid, dumb, crazy. If I was with Joe Blow, stupid, dumb, crazy. Nobody's ever going to be perfect in the public's eye, so you have to do what's best for you. Either you accept it or you don't. Now, if this relationship is not meant to be, then I'll let God guide me to where I'm supposed to be. I'm not going to allow the public perception of a bunch of strangers to guide me to where I need to be. This is my child's father. I love him. It's been 12 years, so we're going to figure it out together. That's just what it is. And I pray that my mother and Fabo someday come to a common ground, because it ain't there yet.
Where is things now between you and your mom? Because I know, I watched Iyanla, and I saw, a lot of backstory when it came to your mother and your brother and the whole family dynamic. Yeah. A lot of people were disturbed when you broke down to your mom about, the baby, the loss of it, and your mother didn't hug you or touch you, and they were very disturbed.
Well, that actually happened. Well, you talking about the scene on Love and Hip Hop when I first told my mother.
And you're breaking down crying.
Well, that's when I told my mother that I was getting abused, and she just sat there.
Yeah, that part.
She sat there and she didn't say anything, and I said, well, how do you feel about that? She said, well, that's a past. It ain't happening now. That's why the public was like, how was your reaction to your daughter that no tears, no questions, no nothing? But they don't understand. My mother's never been on TV. It's cameras all right there in her face. She's nervous. And she's apologized multiple times for not showing more love in that moment. And because she raised me not to hold grudges, I accepted her love and her apology. That's my mother, the only mother I will have. I would never go against my mother. So regardless of what the public thinks, even when it comes to Fabo, I'm riding with my mother all day. But that is my man, and that is my child's father. So I have to be the one to try to, build that bridge and bring them back together so we can all just love each other and move on for Jaya's sake, if anything. Not for me, for the baby. She loves her daddy. Loves her daddy. And she loves her grandma and her grandpa. So I'm not going to be that person to divide. But for those 2 months when we didn't speak from this last episode that you seen, you know how we got back together and got back, talking Easter. She sent me a message and she asked me to come and bring the baby to Easter. I know we haven't been talking, but this is important to me. And I let everything go and I went. The problem though, Carlos, my family have a problem of not taking accountability and having a conversation like we're doing right now. We never talked about it. My family is very used to just acting like it never existed, and that's very common in our culture, period. You don't go see a therapist or a life coach. That's not common in our culture. You just deal with it and keep it moving. But I don't want to do that anymore. I want to break that generational curse. I don't want to do that. I want to talk about it. I don't want the elephant in the room. I want to talk about it. I want to love on each other, and I want to accept your apology and you accept mine, so we don't have to be in this space anymore. That's why me and my mom have always clashed over the years. She didn't receive love from her parents, so she had the same attitude and the way she raised us. We didn't get hugs and I love yous and stuff from my mom, from our dad, but not from our mom. It was hard for her to give us that. When I hug her, it's like a church hug.
Really? Like the bus aisle and it's tapped.
Hey, the Lord is good. Like, it make me feel like that. She's gotten better, but it's still lack of. I can't even remember the last time this year, my mom ain't even told me she loved me this year so far.
Oh, Shay.
And I don't want nobody to knock her for that. It's just what she's been through in her past. People got to understand, your adolescent years play a major part in your decisions as an adult. You know, it plays in your mind. It comes back on you. You have memories and thoughts, and you make your decisions based on that. So her adolescent years, she brought that into her family, her immediate family, with her husband and her children. And she sat down and said this. She said she wanted to break the generational curse. I just don't know if I can, because it's been so long that I've been this way. But I want you to break it with your daughter. You tell your daughter you love her every day. And I do. I'm one of the most, out of my family, my immediate family, between my brothers, my mom and my father, I'm the most loving. I'm always telling somebody, I love you. My friends, I tell Jen I love her every day, my manager. We're like sisters, because I don't have an actual sister. So my manager, which is my friend, first came in, and we just clicked. She like the sister I never had. And then maybe with Mama D always tell me she loved me all the time. So maybe that's another reason why I just fell for Mama D. She always tell me she loved me. I don't hear that from my mother a lot. She says it, but not a lot. Not a lot.
I hope you guys are able to get past that, because listen, I watched the show, and listen, it's obvious she loves you.
Yeah.
She's concerned about you and your well-being. And when it comes to Fabo, where are you two right now? Are you two in a good place?
We are in a good space. I don't know the future. I would love to grow, to get into a better space. I would love to, you know, have my fairy tale wedding and have another baby and do the things he and I talked about. But I feel like I don't want to rush it. Like I said, in this past year, I've learned more about him in a year than I had known in 12 years. So I want to learn even more, because you're learning your partner all the time. You know, you're learning because you're growing, you're getting older. Life is teaching you different lessons and things. So you're evolving all the time. So I just want to get in a space where he and I have a better understanding of each other. And just because you have a baby with somebody doesn't automatically mean it's there. You know, you have to grow to a point of understanding. And we are growing. I would say we are in a much better space today than we were a year ago. I can tell you that. It was like a war in the house. And Jai is there, my daughter, so she doesn't need to see certain things and hear certain things. And I don't want her to think that certain things is okay. You know, I want to, you know, I can raise her in a way that she should go. In order to do that, I need to lead by example and show her, you know, as a woman, don't accept this, you know. Have your own brand, your own business. Like she has her own gummies coming out this year, elderberry gummies for kids. She has her own, and I'm going to throw a big shebang, a big party. Jen's going to put it on for me. So she's going to have her own money. That's all going to her bank account, because she loves gummies. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put out a gummy for you. And I want this business to be a family business. I've even talked to Fabo about a product for the healthy hand, and he's giving me some nice Jamaican ideas. You know, go long time, like he's giving me some ideas and male enhancements and things like that. So we're working on his. We just know we want to focus on Jaya's first. Her birthday is May 4th. That's right around the corner next month, and so we're gonna put on her second birthday. We're gonna give her a nice party. I had a cesarean with her because I couldn't have a vaginal.
Yes.
Because of the fibroid, so I cried about that. But she was healthy. She's good. That's all that matters. But I chose May 4th because I'm a Star Wars fan. May the 4th be with you.
Yes.
She's going to hate me one day for that. She's going to hate me.
And she's a Taurus, so that's a good thing, too.
She is a Taurus.
I have to say, listen, I've known you for years, and I'm very proud of you.
You are.
The thing is this. I know how intense reality television can be, right? Yeah. But I want the world to know this. I know you personally.
Yes.
You are so mature, and you've grown a lot.
Yeah.
And the thing about you on Love and Hip Hop Miami, you're in these situations with people who you don't have a relationship with. And obviously, like I said, when you get activated, baby, a scene is worth watching. Yeah. And a lot of times you're poked for that, right? Yeah. Let me poke her because I know she'll give me something to work with. And that's what's happening.
But I don't want to be that.
Well, I know you don't, but the other people, they know that because you are so real. The reason why you and Erica Dixon remind me of each other is she's the same way. Erica mind her business, but if someone gives her some smoke, oh baby, she has a pipe.
Oh yeah.
She had a pipe, but you're the same way. And who I'm looking at right now, you're so mature. You have grown
Yeah.
A lot.
I know from back in the day, Carlos.
Oh, honey, you would have been all types of bitches. So,
Yeah.
and I could tell that you changed a lot too because.
Now I throw my shots. I've thrown my shots even on here, but at the end of the day, I don't hate any of the ladies on the show. I choose not to film with them. I don't hate any of them. It's just I'm in a different space, and I'm just trying to move without having any type of anger or anxiety, or I don't want to hold any grudges. So if they can't accept who I am, and I don't want them to use me for clout. I would rather actually be friends with you guys, and we can help each other make money together. Because what I will show you is you need to create a brand and stop depending on Love and Hip Hop to make money. But I just don't see that space ever happening. They're not mature enough to do that.
Do you think you and Amara will ever be friends again?
I would like to, but because her and her crew consist of, two individuals that just hates me for whatever reason, I feel like she's comfortable in that setting right now. Which I don't, like I said before, how could you be comfortable with two individuals? Of course, they don't like me, but they both smashed her so-called fiance that just proposed to you on Love and Hip Hop, because Safari proposed to Amara on the show.
Is that a real proposal?
I don't know if it's real or not, because I wasn't there. I haven't been talking to Amara, but what I will say, I love the timing. I love the fact that Safari proposed to Amara when her punk-ass baby daddy was right there. I don't like the way he talks to Amara. I don't like the way he treats her. There's things that I know that he's done and said to her that I will never say on here, but I'm glad he walked away with his heart broken, because that's what it looks like. I'm glad it happened at that moment. So real or fake, she made him feel some type of way, and he deserved every bit of that. He told her, nobody wants your black ass. A lot of people don't know what he was trying to say when he said that. If I'm saying that to you or to my homegirl, it's coming in off as if we're just niggas, we're talking. It's different. He said that because in their culture, as a dark-skinned girl as she is, she's stereotyped and she's put in a certain lane, and she's not allowed to break out of that box because of the color of her skin, because she's considered too dark. That was one of my brother's friends. That's how they met. Amara met Alan through my brother MJ. And he told me this when he found out that Amara was messing around with Alan. He said, it's not going to last because I know Alan's type. Alan don't like to date dark-skinned girls. So meaning he was around Amara for the hype, for the clout. And I believe that. I really believe.
Well, look, I don't want you guys. I like your friendship, so I really do hope it gets to a better place.
There's no friendship right now.
No, I know. I'm hopeful that it will eventually. Just like I'm hopeful that your family can obviously, get to a place of coexisting, because it's a lot on your shoulders, and we don't want the stress on you. But again, I'm proud of you. You have $1 million business.
I do. I'm
so happy. Gummies, so you have sea moss.
Okay, let me tell you, because nobody knows why this has been sitting here the whole time. This is my brand, my business, The Healthy Hand. I started The Healthy Hand about 4 years ago when I had fibroids. I decided to take natural herbs that 3 holistic doctors gave me. They were suggesting the same herbs. When I took the herbs, it minimized my fibroids. I had 3. One was like size of like a cantaloupe or grapefruit and a half. It was really, that's the one I had to really get to remove in order to have the baby. But those herbs worked, so it just tapped into a world that I wasn't into. So I started looking into all different types of herbs, and I noticed, wow, this go back for thousands and thousands of years, like black seed oil. This is the holy grail right here. It heals damn near everything. If you Google black seed oil heals everything but death. That's what Google says. So I started tapping into sea moss capsules, sea moss and bladderwrack capsules, apple cider vinegar gummies. My #1 seller right here. This is my detox capsules. I have total system detox, total belly detox, turmeric gummies, apple cider vinegar gummies, sea moss gummies. I got everything you need.
I love sea moss, by the way.
Will you try it?
You know, I'm plant-based. Yeah, can I keep it?
You can keep whatever you want.
Can I keep all this?
You can keep it all.
Okay, so go ahead. So this is sea moss gummies.
That's sea moss gummies.
I love sea moss.
You've never had any of my products. I want you to tell the honest truth. When you
this is real. The seal is on. No.
Tell the honest truth. When you try my gummy, if you don't like it,
I'll tell you.
You don't like it.
I'm honest to my raindrops, child. No, so I don't have. Okay, wait.
Let me do this.
You got.
How about, because you struggling over here. As you can see, the seal is here.
I do work.
There you go. Now bust that seal open.
Now bust it open.
Bust it wide open.
Bust down. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is sea moss gummy.
That's the sea moss gummy.
Sea moss.
Can you try all of them for me? Just 3?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is
I want the black seed
You can take it all. This is all yours, but I want you to try it right now, the gummy. Sea moss gummy. Good for hair, skin, nails, and more.
It's citrusy. This is really good. And I'm really, as y'all can hear, I'm really chewing it.
Yes.
This is really good.
Yep.
Let me swallow because I don't spit.
Let me try the next one.
This is good. What's this one?
This is the apple cider vinegar gummy.
Okay.
These are all yours. You've taken them all with you.
My raindrops know that I
do not lie.
Well, number one, I don't lie, but I also try apple cider vinegar because it helps with my gut and my waistline.
And it helps burn fat.
It helps burn.
But you need to make sure you dilute it because it's very strong.
No, so I told them I would put water and lemon juice and a bunch of stuff with it. Yeah. So this is the
apple cider vinegar gummy.
Okay.
Do you smell it? Smell it. Do you smell the bottle? Do you smell the vinegar?
Ooh, fruity.
No, try it.
Okay. So this one is thicker, thicker substance. I can handle that.
But what do you think about the taste?
The taste is good. It's like eating a fruit.
I'll give my opinion, Linda. And this is the last one.
What's that?
This is a turmeric gummy.
So I do turmeric in my food for lunch.
Turmeric is good.
Turmeric is good, but let them know what turmeric does because I'm vegan, so go ahead.
Well, turmeric is good for digestion. I use it. I actually take the turmeric powder and I mix it with like a little ginger and a little lemon juice, and it helps break down your fat in your stomach. It's really, it's really, really good. And I would suggest if you're doing that, the powder is amazing. Now, I created these gummies on supply and demand because sometimes people can't take the taste of vinegar or
the vinegar but you have to dilute it too.
You got to dilute it.
And you don't want too much apple cider vinegar because it can mess up some things.
It can absolutely mess things because it's very, very strong. So you have to watch what you do. But take that.
Okay, this is turmeric
gummy.
Gummies. Okay.
Listen, if you don't like it, ain't nothing I could do.
This is good.
In your face. I ain't had not one person ever tell me that they haven't liked my gummies. Every time I allow people to try my gummies, they love them.
And the best, because I take turmeric. The best thing about this, you can taste the natural. You can taste the turmeric because turmeric has a little spice or a little aftertaste to it. So you can tell it's real turmeric in this because I can taste it.
And you can smell the vinegar in that apple cider. And with that sea moss, I gave them that because a lot of people don't like to take the natural sea moss gel.
Yeah, I take the gel.
You ever took purple sea moss?
Mine is elderberry. It's like an elderberry.
Sea moss mixed with elderberry is common now in gummies and capsules.
Because the color of it's purple.
The purple sea moss comes from Port St. Lucia. It's really hard to get, but it is amazing if you take it at its natural form. Any herb that you take, it's best to take it at its natural state.
Yes.
You know, that's why I created with this detox. This is nothing but natural herbs grind together and put into a powder. This focuses on your entire system, your blood, your pancreas, your liver, your colon. It cleanses you out. This one more so focuses on your midsection area. So I took certain herbs and I put them together, and I did have a holistic doctor help me do that. And I created my total system detox, my total belly detox. And I had this before I had any of this. And I just started to build. My brand started to build off these two. So now.
And how long has this been out?
About 4 years, going on 5 years.
And you made your first $1 million last year. And how did that come about?
You know how that came about? What people don't understand, you have to have a really good marketing team. I went through four different marketing companies before I found the one that was good for the healthy hand, because every marketing team is not good for your brand. You might want to sell hair, or you might want to sell clothes. Find the marketing team that's good to help you sell your hair, or the next marketing team that's good to sell your clothes. The reason the other 4 wasn't working for me is because they didn't know how to sell my FDA. This is not FDA approved, and most products like this that are natural products, they're not FDA approved. So they didn't know how to bypass certain laws to sell my products. The marketing team I got now did $1 million last year. They said you actually have products that work. I'm like, yes, I do. So they said, we about to take you to the next level. I didn't believe them because I was hopping around from marketing team to marketing team. And when I the first time they came on, I made $60,000. The next time it was over $80,000 every month. Now I'm over $100,000 every month. I make over $100,000 every month.
My girl.
And they said I'm supposed to see double this year, so we'll see. I'm just staying prayed up and staying humble. I do want to eventually start a nonprofit because I've given a lot of my products away to people. You know, it's people that DM me. Shay, I can't afford it. I gotta feel your energy. If I feel like you really need it, I will help you or give you a discount or something.
Yeah.
It's just that's how my heart is set up. But
And where can people find this and buy it?
you can go on my website, thehealthyhand.com.
It's at the bottom of the screen. Say it again.
Thehealthyhand.com. That's where you can find my product, thehealthyhand.com. You can also go to social media, thehealthyhand_. So, yeah. And I am Shay Johnson on Instagram.
Shay Johnson, ladies and gentlemen.